This is a short video with some tips for writing college application essays. After you've found out the essay requirements for all the colleges you're interested in, made your plan, and selected your topics, you're ready to begin writing. The first paragraph is the most important. I'll say it again. The first paragraph is the most important. Think about every social media platform you go on. You choose whether to click to read more based on the headline, the first sentence, or whether there's a compelling picture. It's the same thing here. Admissions officers are reading thousands of essays. A strong opening can make all the difference, and there are lots of ways to do this. Here's just one example. I hear the panting of its breath and the slight jingle it makes when it walks, warning me of its approach. With racing heart and sweating palms, I turn to face my fear, an 8-inch tall chihuahua wearing a pink sweater, glaring me down from the sidewalk. So this writer's afraid of dogs. Details that make this opening come alive for me are the terrific imagery, panting of its breath, the jingle of the dog tags, and of course that she's afraid of a chihuahua wearing a pink sweater. After this opening, she goes on to give the clinical name for the phobia. Then she gives some personal examples about how this phobia has affected her life. And most importantly, she writes about what she has done to live with this fear when dogs roam freely about the earth. Here's another example. The first opening here is a classic case of telling, and the second option is showing. I ran through one painful moment, and then the next, and then the next. Running a race was 100 broken promises to myself. I would tell myself I can stop at that tree, I can stop at the street, I can stop if I pass one more runner, 2 more, 3. All the broken promises were worth the one promise that I kept. I can stop when I reach the finish. Now I would say that a good path forward here is to open with the second option and then use parts of the first option as your second paragraph, because there's a lot of good information there. You learn that this writer has participated in cross country since middle school, and it's made him tough and resilient. Wouldn't it be great if he could write about how he's been able to apply the toughness and resilience he learned in cross country to other aspects of his life? This is an excellent way you can write about sports and still make it personal. Here's another example of telling versus showing. What makes the second option so much better than the first are the details. Aunt Gretchen, she's 11, 5,000 books. Can't you just see an 11-year-old kid surrounded by 5,000 books? So as I've already mentioned, specific and personal details are what will make your essays memorable and come alive. This will add interest and make you more likable. Don't use tired cliches. Make up your own. And give yourself the gift of time so that you have time to go back and revise and make sure you are using vivid sensory images. As for the ending, you want to be sure that you don't conclude by simply restating your opening paragraph, as you would for an academic essay. Remember that this is a personal essay, and you want to end with some self-reflection and evaluation. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about others, life, or the world? So to recap, you want to select a topic that you care about and is about you, have a strong opening paragraph, include supporting paragraphs that have personal details and interesting concrete examples, and conclude with some kind of insight about you. A few words about style. You want to be personal. You want to sound like a real person. Use I. Use past tense. A variety of paragraph lengths and sentence types and sentence links. Use your own vivid verbs and imagery. Use past tense. Write like you talk. I like to tell people it's as though they are speaking with a friendly adult rather than a peer. I also encourage people to read it aloud. Read it to someone else. Lots of schools will ask you to write a short essay about why you want to go there. At UNCW, it's why UNCW. If that's your first choice school, then be sure to tell them that. If they're your second choice school, tell them they're your first choice. If you've visited the school, be sure to include some information that indicates you've been there. Maybe the library looks like Hogwarts, or food in a certain cafeteria is amazing. Something I've seen that's effective is top 10 reasons why I want to go to UNCW, or whatever school. And then you can name some things, more things than you can in paragraph form. Don't feel like you need to stick to academic reasons. It's okay to be honest that maybe a big part of wanting to go to Clemson is because you want to sit in Death Valley and be part of that football culture. Just be sure that if you do talk about non-academic reasons like that, you also include some academic reasons. Finally, here are a few parting tips I've collected from admissions administrators along the way. Good luck with your essays!